I've been waiting for this moment for years. I've been eagerly anticipating it. I've been counting down the days until it finally happened. And finally, it has happened. The Chicago Bulls have finally amnestied Carlos Boozer's ass. Thank fucking God. I go back to when they signed his ass in free agency in 2010. It's, oh my God, they're in the market for LeBron and Dwayne Wade or Chris Bosh, and who wouldn't want to play with Derrick Rose? If that's not the case, then they'll go to Amari Stoudemire. God, they didn't end up getting in that direction. But instead, they lose out on all these top-name guys, and they end up settling for Carlos fucking Boozer. And for my money at that time, it reminded me so much of the big free agency coup that Krause envisioned was going to happen that never was to be. Duncan's going to want to come here. Grant Hill's going to want to come here. Definitely Tracy McGrady at the very least is going to want to come here. And instead, you end up with freaking Ron Mercer and Eddie fucking Robinson. That's what it reminded me of. And when I found out they gave his ass $16 million a year, I said they gave this guy $16 million a year, expecting him to be a number 2 option when he is not equipped to be that, and he's never going to be that. Hell, he'll be lucky by the end of this contract to be a number 4 option for the Chicago Bulls. He was an undersized power forward who wasn't a great post scorer, who was nothing on the defensive end, and was limited, to say the very least, as a rebounder. And I was proven to be correct. I knew that as long as Carlos Boozer was there with the Chicago Bulls, they were only going to get to a certain level, they were only going to reach a certain plateau, and we're never going to break through that glass ceiling and really truly become big-time contenders in the Eastern Conference. And by God, again, wouldn't you know, I was 100% on the fucking money. Look, I don't hate Carlos Boozer. I don't think he's a bad guy. And I'm not saying he's a total scrub as a player. But when you look at certain contracts for certain organizations, and you can understand from the beginning how this is not going to go well, similar as to my thoughts all those years about Alfonso Soriano's ridiculous contract that he got from the Chicago Cubs. They thought they were getting a leadoff hitting center fielder, and instead they got a 5th or 6th hitting left fielder out of the damn thing and paid him way too damn much over way too damn many years. And the same thing happened with Carlos Boozer. They gave him big-time number 2 star money to be a number 3 or a number 4 option. So it pleases me so damn much that after so long of waiting for this to actually happen, the Chicago Bulls have finally pulled the trigger, and they've finally done it. And I assure you, Bulls fans, this is no big loss. I assure you, Bulls fans, that this team and this organization will ultimately be better off long-term for getting Carlos Boozer's ass finally out of Chicago and out of the fucking way. This shit should have happened 1 or 2 damn seasons ago. It's one thing to make a mistake, but damn it, at some point in time, admit the mistake and don't continue to perpetuate this mistake and make it worse by sucking yourself into it even longer. What the fuck did Carlos Boozer ever really do for the Chicago Bulls? You know, I'd much rather have Paul Gasol, even at 34 years of age. Paul is a much better player all around than a fucking Carlos Boozer ever is. And look, they're paying him half the damn money they ever did to Carlos Boozer per season. It's just a win-win fucking all the way around. Celebrate, hip, hip, hooray moment for me, the Schleg Daddy, as a Chicago Bulls fan. Thank God, finally, Carlos Boozer's ass is out of Chicago. And now maybe the Bulls can actually start to get serious about thinking about contending for an NBA championship in the future.